always say don't talk race, religion, and politics. Shit, at Circle 7 Media, we talk race, religion, and politics. Affairs of Men. It's the CNN of hip-hop, where we talk politics, news, and all things that are relevant to young black hip-hop America. Battle Rap 7, where is the post-game talk show on Caffeine, where you can call in and discuss the rap battle you just seen. Both shows air exclusively on Caffeine at 7 p.m. every night. That's every night, Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for calling Circle 7 Media. What's your name and where you from?
D2 is the third and last Welcome. At 814, meet X20.
What up, man? Chris and By checking in, man. Back with another blog. Here with my homie Mickey. What's good, bro?
Back with another blog.
It's Mickey.
Smicky. What up?
I'm a little disappointed, man. I wanted you and BDot to have that talk, man. So
Yeah.
are you telling me that it's dead in the water? Can we stick a fork in it, or what we doing, man?
Yeah, I think it's dead in the water, man. Shout out to BDot, man. You know, I think
Are y'all talking behind the scenes,
No.
or nothing? No more convos.
no more convos. We had a conversation. Me and him had a conversation about doing the battle on RBE. We had one. I was skeptical because I'm like, this guy's under contract, you know. And then come to find out he wasn't under contract. So I was like, wow, this thing is really gonna happen. We're really gonna just kind of shake up the culture. And you know, I think his loyalty to URL should be commended. It really should be. You know, I see people saying that, you know, it goes against what he was talking about in his third round for EK. But, you know, they invested in him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they did a lot for him and his career, especially during the pandemic when things were so awry. So I gotta respect him for wanting to have that battle there. And frankly, I would have probably done the battle there if I would have battled DNA on RBE. I probably would have done the URL battle with BDot. But I have no interest in having multiple battles on multiple platforms. I just want to do one on each platform and then be gone. You know, I already see people saying Mickey's trying to dictate this and that. No, I have an agenda, and my agenda has always been, and I've always maintained, that I want to hit every major platform and then be done with it. I've gotten calls from all kind of leagues. I've gotten offers for all kind of opponents, and you know, if it doesn't make sense for me and my brand, especially for the league, I'm just not interested, and I'm not going to take it. And I would have loved that dot battle on RBE, but
Now the battle rap money is very good. So how hard is it for you to turn down these things? Is it because you don't really consider yourself a battler? Is it because you feel like it waters down what you really want to do personally? Or what is it about battle rap that just doesn't get you in there and kind of just has you kind of in, one foot in, one foot out, but more so out more than not?
That's an excellent question. That is an excellent question. It's no longer a negative stigmatism on battlers, artists going back to battling and vice versa. However, there is a, you know, sometimes when I do certain interviews and certain publications, they say, you know, they call me a battle rapper first. And it's a little weird because I have more music projects than I have battles. And I can see why they might say that, because if you YouTube it, you know, the last thing that has so many views on it from me is the DNA battle, and then the Daylight battle. But I never really considered myself a battler because it's a lot of work to do, to just kind of stop everything you're doing, recite, put these lines together that's never been said before, perform it, anxiety beforehand. It's just too much for me personally. That's one of the main reasons why I don't want to continue to stay in the culture on that forefront. Also, I don't like the fact that sometimes fans feel like I'm a vulture. You know, just for some clarity, right? I had $4.14 in my bank account at the end of 2013. I had 90,000 in the beginning of the year, and I lost all this money just not doing any work. I went on tour with Lupe at the end of the year, and then my manager took all of this money. I did Battle Danger Zone that year. And then 2014 came around, and I stopped making music. I could have easily taken a battle. I could have easily called Beasley and said, let's do a battle, I need some money. Call Organic, let's do a battle, I need some money. I could have easily done it. Now, I did try to do a battle with B Magic on Quiet Room, but I only wanted to do that because it was a concept style atmosphere. Like I like different types of things, right? Like, so I thought that would be cool to do a Quiet Room battle, but that never came to fruition. And it wasn't a lot of money that I was asking for from Flip. Like, I wasn't trying to beat him over the head. So it's never been about money for me. So, you know, even when URL called me for BDot, they offered me more money. You know, they were like, listen, we'll give you this much more amount of money if you take the battle. And I just was like, no, like, I have a plan. And this falls in line with the plan. Like, the plan is every platform, and then I'm completely done. When I take the next battle on RBE, in my contract it's gonna say if I take another battle, they have the legal right to take me to court for that same amount of money that I got paid for in that battle. That's what I want the contracts to say, because I don't want to have that itch anymore. It's not something that I want to constantly and consistently do. It's just not something that interests me at that level. But I do enjoy the culture from a fan's perspective, as well as I want it to be a part of my legacy that I've touched every stage, and you know, I've done well.
Now, before we get to Iron Solomon, which is somebody that you said that you know, moved on to since the BDot, I got a message, and I'm not just saying this because I interviewed you. Somebody hit me up 2 days ago, and he said, Chris, man, go back and watch Mickey and DNA. Now, to this day, I have never finished that battle. I've only gotten to the second round.
Right.
I've never watched the third round of that battle.
Right.
But he says, man, I think I'm bugging, man. I had DNA winning at first, and I got Mickey 2-1 now. And I said, I need to finally finish watching that battle. How do you feel about the battle? Do you feel you won? How do you feel about your performance? And what did you take away from that battle that you could bring to the Iron Solomon battle if it gets set up?
Okay, first off, shout out to DNA. I think with that battle, I feel in the building, I felt like I lost. I felt like I lost in the building, but a lot of it was because DNA had everybody with him. And it was a lot of cheering, and it was a lot of, you know, I'm not going to say gas. I'm more so going to say there was just a lot of support for DNA that night. And, you know, if you rewatch it with fresh eyes and you realize that they're reacting to crazy, they reacted to dope. Like, his second round was incredible.
Yeah, I actually had it 1-1 going into the third.
Everybody had it 1-1 going into the third. But they were reacting to his setups. Like, they were going crazy over his setups. And, you know, there was a lot of contradictions in his third round. But I can see why people have him win in the third round. But I feel like I beat him in that third round because you're saying, you're comparing what you've done in the culture in terms of, that was me, this is me, I did this is, and you're comparing Factz to me. People already said that he took that from Ilmac when Ilmac did that. That was one thing. And then he was saying that I was gay. He was saying that I was gay, but then I was also married. Like, it was just weird. It was just so many ideas. I feel like DNA had a ton of ideas, and because he went first, he just threw everything in the gumbo pot to see what is gonna get a reaction out of me, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't feel like it was enough to beat me breaking down his writing style and then breaking down the Young Ill story, which is the reason why we were battling. I had the bar of the battle at the end of it. Clip stabbed you in the back. How you think we found out about you on the couch? That nigga been a chatty little rat. Now that's a real 4-bar setup. And I know it don't make sense, but neither does half of all your raps. And since you love clapping machetes, it only makes sense a clip stabbed you in the back. That was the bar of the battle. And for all of the bloggers who recap this battle, everybody always said, when I battled Danger Zone ended strong, so we give that battle to Danger Zone. I ended very strong against DNA. I had the bar of it was the haymaker of the battle, but they still give it to DNA. And for me, I think a lot of it had to do with him having so much support. He had a lot of support. And behind me, there wasn't a lot of support. It just wasn't. So the optics can have it look like, whoa, Mickey getting killed. But I don't feel like I got killed. I do feel like it's a close, classic battle. That was the best DNA we've ever seen, period. After he battled me, there's no more gun bars.
Now, hold on real quick. Before I got locked up, the talk of you and DNA was always surfacing in Facebook groups.
Yes.
But it seemed like so far-fetched that it would ever happen.
Right.
How did that battle, real quick, how did they finally get... Because DNA's probably seemed like he would take the battle because he was in battle mode.
Right.
But how did they get you to take the battle?
DNA at the beginning of 2018 said, he literally on New Year's, he was like, yo, we should do this battle. We need to do this. We need to settle this once for all. Let's do this battle. And I was like, okay. I agreed, but I wasn't really serious. Then he battled Big Cannon. And when he battled Big Cannon, that's when I said, all right, I'll take DNA. He impressed me so much against Big Cannon. I was like, now I'll battle you. If I would have took him if I would have took him earlier, I would have probably washed him. But he was really good in that battle. And I said, you know what? I like this DNA. And then he took some other battles after that. They weren't as good as that. But that battle was what made me say I'll take the battle later this year. And that's really how it happened, you know. And I started the promo run. I think for me personally, if I even got to pay unbiased review, I think you need to do a review on me versus Daylight, and you need to do a review on me versus DNA, because those were two battles that you wasn't around for. And you know, I killed Daylight. And I feel like the DNA battle was close. Like, even Jay Black was like, yo, it's closer than what people make it out to be. People make it out to be like I got bodied. If you really sit down and listen to what the fuck I'm saying in that third round, you'll see that it's closer than what you think. So when people say I got edged, I won't ever argue it. If people say I lost 2-1, I won't ever argue it. It's when people say I got bodied or I got killed. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. You guys are reacting off of crowd reaction.
Okay. Shout out DNA, man.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to DNA.
Invictus just dropped. Y'all
Yes.
make sure y'all get his album and
I
everything.
think I was supposed to be on that deluxe album. D, you wildin', bro. Just send me something. I'm not going to kill you on your joint. I promise you.
Shout out DNA, man. Y'all pick up his album if y'all get a chance, man. Invictus, man. Hit up his site.
And pick up my shit, too. The Narrative is out right now. It's only $7. Go pick that up.
All right. Moving on to Iron Solomon.
Yes.
Why Iron Solomon, and why is he the only target that you seem to be open to right now? A lot of battlers in battle rap.
Why
Iron? Why Iron?
I think the last time Iron battled was the same time I battled. We battled on the same card. That was the last time we both battled. So I like the idea of we're both, shaking off some rust and coming to face each other. That's one. Two, Iron Solomon is a legend. He's a Mount Rushmore candidate that people really don't speak about in terms of Mount Rushmore. He's incredible. He had a classic with Rum Nitty, and also it's an RBE battle. So there's a lot of battlers that can't go from URL to RBE. I considered JC. I would have liked to take JC on RBE, but he's on URL. So that's and ARP said he would never book him. So it's like, okay, then it's just Iron Solomon. Well, it was BDot, and BDot is contractually, he's not contractually bound there, but he just has his loyalties. So the Iron Solomon thing is like, yo, it's a legend. He's one of the greats. It's a great way for me to bow out. I think he'll push my pen. I think I'll push his pen. There's a great level of respect, and I feel like we could create a classic, man. I really, really believe that. I can't. There's not a lot of battlers that I would take, really. have a lot of relationships with a lot of people. I can't see me taking another battler. Like there were always talks about me versus a Verb. Verb always wanted the battle, but we never could make it happen.
Y'all seem kind of too cool in a way.
We too cool now. Like I know too much about Verb. I wouldn't take that battle. You know, a daylight rematch. No, I wouldn't want to do that. I can't. You know, Nitty is over there. I would consider Nitty, but he's over there. It just doesn't make sense for a lot of other guys. A lot of the people that are on the roster at RBE, I just wouldn't take. I wouldn't take King Los. King Los was offered. I wouldn't take King Los.
Scale to 1 to 10, how confident are you that you and Iron will lock in at some point in time? Let's just say within the next year.
Within the next year, I think like a 9. I think a 9. It's just people don't know when it's gonna happen, but I feel like because the only reason why I'm talking about it publicly so much is because me and Iron had a public conversation on Smoke Dizz's podcast, and he said he would take the battle. So it will have to be next year, but he does want to take I feel like he has unfinished business, and he has to get a lot. He feels like he has to get a lot of his anger out because he doesn't want to have that disdain for me personally. He just wants to have a bar fest. So that means Surf and probably Verb before he takes me, but I do feel like it'll happen next year sometime.